Welcome to our Facebook Live broadcast. You're watching Patch Turned Up here on Facebook Live. Today, Help Desk with Joe, and we're working with Joe. And this is show number 34 and episode 58 of our broadcasts and podcasts. We're happy to have Joe here, and we'll get started with our podcasts. This is David with Patch Turned Up Studio here in Spencer, West Virginia. You're listening to Help Desk with Joe, and with me as always, A&M Digital Technologies, Joe McDonald. This is episode 34 of our podcast series. Make sure to tune in for more podcasts, information, and music. Thanks for tuning in today. And here we go. Joe, show number 34.
You're
just cranking them out, yeah.
I know, man.
So all good stuff. And got a lot going on today, and you got several news updates and another review for us. And your review is pretty interesting. I was kind of, I don't know, I want to learn more. I don't know enough about that world, which is kind of crazy, but anyway, we'll get to that.
Yeah, it's kind of an old world, new world.
Yeah.
As worlds collide kind of deal.
Yeah. So, all right, so let's start off. You have a Amazon Prime update?
Yes.
Tell us what that's about, because we know everybody loves it. Well, most people love Amazon. I know we run our after-school programs, which you're a big part of taking care of the technology side of stuff. And one of those things where we're rural, and we have 15 different school sites across 3 different counties, and we have to just drop ship. We don't have to, but we drop ship Amazon because that's the easiest, quickest way to get supplies to those schools.
Well, and that, of course, that was before COVID.
Oh yeah. Well, even still. Now we're still working, and it's still easy to drop ship to our daycares and everything else we do. So Amazon is the way to make things work for us right now.
Right. So
anyway, update Amazon.
Okay. So just a heads up, Dave. You may want to get your credit card ready.
Oh boy.
And go ahead and get 2 days marked off. So you go ahead and tell Denise and Zach both that you are busy these 2 days. That you do not need to be bothered.
Oh yeah, that always works. Yeah. That's sarcasm, by the way.
So
we work as a well-oiled machine, so there's no leaving anybody out of the loop.
Well, no, you can tell them, but just tell them that you're going to be busy.
Yeah.
So, we talked back in July where Amazon Prime Day was canceled due to COVID.
Right.
I'm happy to report today that October 13th and 14th, Amazon Prime Day is back on track.
By golly, that is going to make everybody's day.
Exactly.
October 13th and 14th, Amazon Prime Day. So, if for anybody that's not familiar, let's say you're old school and you're not a big Amazon person, what does Amazon Prime Day mean? Okay,
so Amazon Prime Day is it's actually, based off last year's sales, is bigger than their Black Friday sales. So, what you have to be is you have to be an Amazon Prime member, and there's different tiers. There's one price point if you are a college student, and then they have the regular tier. I think it's up to maybe like $129 a year.
Right.
And that gets you free Prime shipping, which before COVID was guaranteed 2-day. Now it's anywhere from 2 to 5.
Yeah.
Plus access to music and the video library, and there's just a lot of bells and whistles
little
that you
perks
get with
in
that.
there.
Yes.
Yeah. And I'm an Amazon Prime member, and I abuse it. With delivery stuff.
Right.
It's funny when you have after school programs or daycares or something. Like, I remember when COVID started, we needed the head thermometers, the no touch ones.
Yes.
And man, had to have them quick.
Yeah.
And so we ordered them and got them in a couple of days, and it was the best thing ever because they just shipped right to us, shipped right to the daycares. It's like, all right, done and done.
Yeah, that was what was really weird was when right before COVID, everybody's used to the everyday 2-day Prime. There'd be some days, you'd order it and it'd be the next day, which was even better.
You know what's crazy? Exactly what you're saying blows my mind every day. How in the world? We're an hour from nowhere. 35 minutes from Ripley, which gets you on the interstate, but still to go to like a mall or a big store, you have to drive another, hour or half hour, 45 minutes. Yeah.
Right.
And they can have stuff here the next day. And it's weird stuff. Like, who keeps stuff in stock that for example, a cord. We needed a cord for our studio here. 2 days later, it's here. And I'm just like, how in the world does this particular cord be in stock somewhere within you figure by the time I order it, it might get loaded somewhere that evening, maybe. and then it's on a truck that gets here the next day. That's crazy.
Right.
I just can't fathom it.
Yeah, it's
The shipping network and organization is just amazing.
Yeah, it's just crazy on how it all works.
And the UPS guy was telling me, their docking station and stuff, they run like just a little, I say little, they run 400 trucks through his UPS station every day.
Wow.
And we have three UPS guys that come to Spencer, which is 2,500 people, a community of 2,500 people an hour from nowhere. 3 UPS trucks every day.
Yeah, which is crazy because...
How many of them stop at your house, Joe?
Well, most of the time we have just one, but it's funny how you get to know your UPS driver. The one that does what they call the downtown loop, which is what you're in.
Right.
Used to be the one that used to do our loop down 119 and out 36.
Right.
So it's just crazy. I'm like you, just crazy as small a town of Spencer is and small a county as Roane County is, that we have to have 3 UPS drivers.
Oh, yeah. And then, same thing with FedEx. And then you got your postal service.
Yeah.
Because some of the stuff comes from postal service, some comes FedEx. The majority of their stuff seems to be UPS.
Right.
But, kind of crazy how much delivery happens.
Right.
And I know my mom's ordering from Amazon and getting food.
Yes.
She gets boxes of cereal and oatmeal and all the canned goods and stuff, the non-perishables. She gets it ordered because
Well,
she's old. She doesn't want to go to the store.
Cena's actually started with that subscribe and save where, you order just the essential stuff, the stuff that you use all the time.
Right.
And what's nice is it'll pop up and say, hey, it's time for your subscribe and save. That was easy to say.
Uh-huh.
And do you want to go ahead and proceed with the order or cancel for now? And she just clicks cancel for now. So then the next time, so it'll go through the cycle again, and then it'll pop up again. Where it's 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, however long. You tell it, it'll pop up again. Hey, are you ready to order again? So it's kind of scary and kind of neat all at the same time.
It is. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, I don't want to be tracked and all that stuff. But, honestly, in this day and age, I don't care if Big Brother or whoever's watching me go to Walmart and then go to my kids' soccer games and then go to work.
Right.
Hey, if you can get some information out of that helps you do something, then okay.
Yeah, I call that, you must be really desperate for information if you want to track me during my day. 'Cause my day's not that interesting, I promise.
Yours is probably better than mine, though, because you do a lot of technology work. So I could kind of see someone saying, all right, Joe from A&M is making all these stops at businesses and so forth, and he's probably buying stuff like crazy.
Right.
So let's target him a little bit and try to get him to buy more.
Right.
But yeah, with my day, that cat's going to Walmart. He's going in a couple of schools, and then he's going to obviously soccer games in the evening. So he's probably already tapped out. He doesn't have any money left.
Yeah.
He's got more than one kid. He's in trouble.
Right. So Amazon they're changing things up a little bit for this year's Prime Day, which is beneficial. They are helping out small businesses. So, like I said, Prime Day is going to be at the 13th and 14th, although they've already kind of started their Prime deals. If you go on their website, they have a few Prime deals on some of their, Amazon branded products, the Echo Dots and stuff like that. So,
well, here's the main question.
Okay.
What are you buying?
Well, I checked the early deals last night. I had to.
I knew you'd have it in. I knew you would. I just knew it.
And
has Cena already said, "Listen, Joe, I know you've kind of looked at this, but no."
No, we haven't conversed on this yet.
You haven't crossed paths yet?
Not yet. So I haven't seen anything that I couldn't just go ooh and all about. I mean,
right.
Don't get me wrong. There was a good deal on Echo Dots, a 2-pack for $40, which is a good deal. So I was like, yeah, but I've already got one, so I didn't really need it.
All right.
But
surely you know somebody else that does need it.
Oh, I guarantee I could probably find
wink.
it. Yeah.
I don't even know what the Echo Dot does, but it's okay.
That's the thing you keep activating in every episode.
Oh,
yeah.
You mean like Alexa, Lunatic Fringe, volume high.
There you go.
There you go. Yep.
So, between now and October 12th, Prime members who spend $10 on items sold by select small businesses, Amazon will give you a $10 credit to use on Prime Day on almost any product on the site, including small businesses, which can be found on a new dedicated landing page with curated collections at amazon.com/supportsmall.
Okay, let's try that one more time.
Okay.
So I'm going to look it up.
Okay.
Amazon.com/
support small, all one word.
Okay. Now that is fantastic. So, okay, support small, shop local. Because I know you guys, A&M Digital Technology, sell some stuff through Amazon, right?
Yes, we have
So
it online.
you're one of those small businesses that...
But they are focusing on small businesses like they've created their own product or something like that.
I got you, yeah. One of the featured ones is Nerd Bugs from Madison, Wisconsin. I'm not sure what it is. But anyway. Yeah, they got some categories, and you can explore by your region. I'm not sure what region we would be. We're always kind of in the middle, like maybe southeast or northeast. I'm not sure. We're trying to
typically southeast, but yeah, we're right there on that border where we're kind of no man's land.
Yeah, we're kind of in between. We're Appalachian Mountains, so we're not really Midwest. We're not really East Coast. Interesting. Okay, well, so Amazon going small. I like it.
Yeah. So now. The credit that they're giving out is fully funded by Amazon. So as a small business owner, I won't be taking a hit on that $10 credit that Amazon's going to give the shoppers. Amazon's going to completely fund that, and that's part of the company's $100 million commitment to support small businesses during Prime Day throughout the holiday season.
That's pretty awesome.
And I found this interesting, just to give you a scale of how big Prime Day is. Last year's Prime Day, there was more sales made on Prime Day last year than Black Friday and Cyber Monday combined.
No way.
Yes.
How? Okay, so do you see a bump from that? Like, were you selling last year at this time?
Yeah, I was, but I've really ramped up our sales within actually the last few months. When the pandemic hit, it was actually a good time. I actually had time to sit down and start putting product on Amazon.
Right.
So our sales have already picked up. So I'm excited to see how our sales actually turn out on Prime Day this year.
Gotcha.
The way ours is set up, we don't have Amazon Prime shipping available with our products because the vendors we deal with, they just drop ship for us, so it cuts down on our overhead. So it's kind of hard to be able to get that buy box, but you can, if you know what Amazon and you know how to dig for it, you can always find us.
Yeah.
So it's a little harder for us to sell our stuff, but there's some products on there that we're the only sellers for, and we've been getting orders at least once a week on. So it's been really great.
Nice.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. Not major money makers, so I'm not going to Hawaii anytime soon. But
yeah.
Anything to help boost our ratings on Amazon, I'm all tickled for.
Yeah. Well, cool. That's pretty awesome. And again, just seeing the small business in action, that's impressive. Okay, well, anything else on Amazon Prime? October 16th and 17th?
13th and 14th.
13th and 14th.
Yes.
There we go. Okay.
So get the credit cards ready.
Oh, by golly. So what's number one on your list?
I don't know. See,
I know you were looking. I know you got something. There's a twinkle in your eye, Joe.
Well,
you don't want Cena to know? Is that the problem?
No. Here's how they work. The biggest majority of their deals they don't show you until the day of.
So
they'll send little teasers out between now and then, and it's usually Amazon branded stuff like the Echo Dots and stuff like that.
Right.
But all the good stuff, here's what they'll do. On Prime Day itself, the page will pop up, and you can go through, and what I always do is I always click upcoming deals.
Right.
So they'll show you all the deals, but they won't always show you the price. Like, they'll release like 10 products every 15 minutes or so.
Right.
And they have, each item has a timer on it. So I'll hit upcoming deals and look and say, okay, I want that. And it'll say you have 2 hours and 45 minutes. I'll say, okay, so I'll set a timer for myself. Say, okay, 2 hours and 40 minutes, I need to be back here. I need to be near something. So then I'll go do what I want, so I'm not sitting there, wasting my entire day.
Yeah.
And then go back and say, okay, here it comes. Let's see what it is, see if it's a good price, and order it. Or not.
Nah, I'm calling baloney. Joe, you already got something lined up. It's probably already in your cart. You just don't want Cena to know. I know how it is. Cena, he's up to something.
And it's not good.
Yeah. It's going to cost you money. I'm just telling you that right now. I can see it in his eyes. All right, anyway, so let's move on. So you got another Roku update for us?
Yes.
And you talked a little bit about this last week.
Well, this is a completely different update. This is completely out of left field. I was not expecting this, but I'm excited for it.
Well, last week you talked about them combining with Or they got not Combined.
Peacock.
They got Peacock on Roku, which was a holdout. Okay.
Yes.
Now this week's something different. All right, lay it on
So
us.
this actually kind of plays in with kind of a little follow-up with last week's story.
Okay.
So Apple AirPlay is heading to Roku 4K streamers and TVs with a free software update.
I don't know what any of that means, but okay.
Okay, so Apple AirPlay is...
I've never even heard of Apple AirPlay. I'm a Samsung guy, so, you know.
So you've heard the Chromecast.
I've heard of it, but I don't know what that is either.
Okay, so it's like a Roku. It plugs into your TV.
Oh, yeah.
And you can actually control it with your phone. You can actually watch video on your phone and send it to your TV wirelessly.
Right. And I do that. I just don't have Chromecast. I have a cheap Amazon deal, whatever.
So Apple, their version of that's called AirPlay on their phone, and you can send it usually to just Apple TV or like a Samsung TV, something that supports the AirPlay feature.
Right.
Well, now Roku's going to offer this as an option to their TVs as well, which is huge news. Because always before, it was only available for Apple, like the Apple TV,
right,
or like your higher end TVs, like your Samsungs, your LG, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So now that Roku's adding this is going to be huge.
Because it can plug into any TV.
Wirelessly.
Yeah.
Well, so the Roku 4K TVs and streaming players will soon get this useful for people who have Apple devices, which is Cena. She has an iPad and an iPhone, so we'll be able to actually test this.
Nice.
So between now and the end of the year, thousands of media players and smart TVs powered by Roku will receive a free software update that adds support to Apple's AirPlay 2 and HomeKit. The only issue is it has to be a 4K compatible Roku device that'll work with AirPlay. So the cheap $30 Roku devices won't support it, but if you upgrade to the $40 model that supports 4K, you can, when they push out the update sometime between now and the end of the year, you'll be able to do this.
Be able to pick it up. Huh. Interesting.
Yes, so that's what I was reading last night. They said that this is going to be huge because it was, like I said, it was only reserved for like Apple itself, and then some of the other manufacturers jumped in. So now that Roku's in on this, Roku holds a big share in the smart TV market.
And that's what I was going to say. This is your second week in a row for a Roku update.
Right.
They're making big moves.
Yeah.
And, and last week with Peacock was not a small move.
Right.
So 2 big moves in 2 weeks.
Right. So what I'm excited about is HBO Max. Have you heard of it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like Netflix and the rest of them.
Right.
Well, HBO Max was in the same boat as Peacock. They was holding out on Roku, saying, fighting over money, basically.
Right.
Well, HBO Max is still not knuckled under. From my standpoint, I'm excited about this because if they still haven't ironed this out by the end of the year,
yeah,
we can sign up, because I still haven't signed up for a trial, but we'll be able to sign up for a trial and actually be able to stream it from Cena's phone to the TV with this workaround.
Gotcha. Huh. Interesting stuff in the streaming world. Roku's going to take over the world.
They are
Roku.
They're on par to do so. I mean, it's
that's kind of how things work. Like Amazon, Walmart. Once you kind of corner a little bit of space, go for bigger chunks, and the more you make, the more you can spend. And
Roku's the one that first on the scene that started all this. So everybody's had to play catch up. So hats off to Roku for this major power play.
And man, that's 2 weeks in a row. Okay.
I know.
Roku. Will it be back next week? Let's hear your prediction. What else could they possibly drop?
Well, that's the thing. Never say never.
Never say never because it's hard to tell.
Yeah, because I wasn't expecting this.
Yeah.
So this is exciting.
Huh. Okay. All right. Well, big news in the streaming world. All right. And then you got an update for AT&T.
Yeah, which you might be excited about because you're an AT&T customer, correct?
I'm an AT&T guy.
Okay.
Yeah. I've been an AT&T guy for a long time.
So now you might be able to lower your AT&T bill. How does that sound?
I like saving money.
Okay.
Especially when Amazon Prime Day is coming up.
Exactly.
I'm going to need my money, apparently.
Yeah, so you have plenty of time. So starting this week, AT&T is finally allowing customers to mix and match their unlimited plans that they choose and can potentially save money on their phone bill each month with the program it's calling Unlimited Your Way.
Huh. Okay. Mix and match how? I don't know what that means.
Here's an example they've given, so I'll read through it, and if it's clear as mud, I'll...
Yeah.
So, for instance, if you was looking for more hotspot data or bundled with a subscription to like HBO Max,
Right.
they would likely have you choose the all unlimited elite plan and pay $50 each for 4 lines, which equals out about $200 a month before taxes and fees and all that.
Right.
For a family of 4. With Mix and Match, you can do the same thing for the parents who can choose unlimited elite plans for themselves, and then put the 2 kids on the cheaper unlimited starter plan and save about $30 a month on their phone bill.
Gotcha. Okay.
So
Yeah, but who's going to do that? Their kids use more data than the parents, I bet.
right, but instead of paying for, because always before they always put you all in one
Yeah,
bucket.
you're kind of that cookie cutter deal.
Yeah, saying it's kind of an all or nothing deal.
Right.
So you can say, okay, yeah, we need this. This plan over here works better for the kids.
Yeah.
Hey, look, we're going to save $30 a month. Perfect.
Yeah. It's weird. I'm on an old plan that, I don't know, it's an old plan. I like it. So I haven't changed it for years just because I don't want it to change.
Right.
And they can't do anything with me because they can't make me change. But as soon as I change, then I fall into a category where now it's, then I have to change my plan.
I understand completely because we was in that boat several years ago with Verizon.
Right.
Because we had a plan through Alltel, and then we jumped in right when Verizon bought them out.
Right.
And then we bought iPhones and got truly unlimited data.
Yeah.
And then we was going to go buy new phones again, after the 2-year whatever. And that was when they said, okay, if you do anything with your plan, we're taking away unlimited data, because they was losing money. They were just losing money because of it.
They probably looked at and they're like, I don't know who this Joe Encina guy is or A&M Digital Technologies, but they're using a ton of data. I don't know what they're doing. But
so they said, okay.
we got to get them off of it.
Yeah, exactly. So they said, well, okay, if you pay full retail for the phone,
Right.
you can keep it. Okay. Because that was when they still doing the $200.
Yeah.
And then they said, okay, if you make any changes to your plan,
Yep.
you're out. Like, nope, I'll just go somewhere else. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Yeah. Now, speaking of that, you're Sprint, now T-Mobile.
Yes.
Have you seen any effects? Because we talked about that a month ago, probably.
Right.
And they were looking at some changes here and there and talking about notifications.
They have started making some changes in their billing stuff, and from what I read last night, this article was mentioned. Verizon's done something similar to what AT&T is, where you kind of pick and choose which sections of the plans you want. And they said which leaves T-Mobile out in the cold. And I'm thinking, nah, not for very long, because T-Mobile's the one that kind of brought unlimited data back.
Yeah.
So if they're going to do it, it's probably going to be something big and soon. So I'm anxious to see how T-Mobile retaliates.
Interesting. Okay. Well, there you go. There's your updates across the board, Joe. You did a good job this week. I got to say, gold star for you.
Well, thank you.
Now, there's good news and there's bad news. Which one do you want first?
Hit me with the good news.
You got a gold star.
All right.
Bad news is I don't have any gold stars.
Not even a participation ribbon?
Nothing, pal. Nothing. So, yeah, you're out and you're out. Well, no, you're in because you got a gold star.
Right.
But you're out because you don't really get a good gold star.
Right.
But I can see Cena now. Boys. Back on topic. Okay, anyway. So, no, that's a well-rounded update, Joe. That's fantastic, and you do a lot of that. You bring a lot of good stuff to consumers, and even private citizens, businesses, through not only your work but also through the show, which is the goal, I guess. So that's good stuff.
Yeah, I try to bring the news that actually more than 15 people find important, because I'm going to openly admit I'm a tech nerd, so some of these news stories that I really like, but the standard consumer, I'm like, they don't care. That's not important to them. So I try to find stuff that hits a much broader audience, and I was luckily able to find news stories that didn't involve around COVID, which is hard, and didn't involve around the presidential debate last night. So
gosh, what a circus! Anyway,
yeah, I didn't watch it I figured it was going to be.
I didn't watch any of it.
Out. Well,
I was proud of myself.
Just gathered from the reactions on social media last night. It was pretty much what I expected.
That's the memes this morning were off the charts.
Yes.
And I was like, it must have been good. We had a soccer game last night, so which Kale scored a goal.
Nice.
And had a couple assists. So, yeah, good game. But, yeah, I was like, yep, kind of glad I missed it after seeing all the memes this morning.
Yes.
Nothing of value there for me.
Exactly.
Anyway, all right. So we've covered all the bases: Amazon Prime, Roku,
AT&T.
our cell phone, AT&T plus Sprint, T-Mobile, and now the presidential debate. Our day is good.
We're good.
I don't know what else we could talk about that would cover all those bases. So, hey.
And in a short form, short and informative.
Yeah. So, Cena, if you're listening, be proud of us. This is good stuff here.
And we've not gotten in any off-the-wall references yet today, so we're good.
Yeah, it didn't even get off the beaten path very far.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, you have a product review again
Yes,
this
I
week?
do.
And last week we had Justin here with us, and he couldn't make it in today. He had to work out at our Sunnybank farm, so he's regretfully absent from today, but we'll catch up with him next week.
Yeah, I was actually anxious to hear his product review because he said he had a real stinker, which I was excited about.
Yeah, that's surprising. He brought it up again yesterday when we were talking. He was like, "Man, I hope I can get in." He was excited.
Well, okay, because I meant to ask you yesterday if he was still going to review it, and I just got busy and forgot.
Now here's the other part of it. He goes, "Hey, do I got to watch Caddyshack tonight?" I was like, "What?" He's like, "Caddyshack. We were talking about Caddyshack. Should I try to track it down and watch it tonight to be ready for tomorrow if I do make it in?" I was like, "Dude, no. That's just we're just talking about that." But he's like, "Oh, okay." I was excited about it. So anyway, I have a feeling he's going to track down Caddyshack.
I think that's another sign that we actually need just to go ahead and just dive in head first on a retro movie review.
Yeah, I
podcast.
agree. I agree wholeheartedly. I like it. But I just thought it was funny. He's like, "Hey, Caddyshack, man." All right. So your product review. Tell us what you got.
Okay, so have you heard of the company called Channel Master?
No, sir.
Okay, so they are a company that specializes in over-the-air TV antennas and accessories. And you can find their website at channelmaster.com. And today we are reviewing the Channel Master LTE Filter.
Okay. And then you were telling me about this when we were walking down here to the studio, and it's kind of weird to me just because it's called a filter.
Yes.
And you said it filters out static or whatever.
Yeah,
but yet it seems like it would be more of an antenna receptor deal because it strengthens the signal.
What it does is when you mount your antenna, and you've been by our house, you've seen a big monstrosity I've got sitting on the roof of our house.
Cena loves it.
Yes. We have the big 6-foot Channel Master antenna, which Channel Master, we like your antenna. I would bring it in to review, but it's 6 foot tall. Yeah. We have the 6-foot model.
Here's my thoughts on this. Every time I drive by and it's getting near Christmas or Halloween or any holiday, Cena, you need to make Joe decorate that baby. Just, because he likes climbing on the roof anyway.
Yeah.
And then, that'd look fantastic with some Halloween decorations. It'd look great with some Christmas lights.
Yeah.
You do a lot with it, Joe.
And it'll end up like the Griswolds' Christmas Vacation.
I know. I'm anxious for it.
Yeah.
And anytime that I can suggest Cena have you do more work, I'm kind of in.
I appreciate that, Dave.
I'm helping you out, man. You got a gold star and a new job.
Yeah, thanks.
Right around the house. Anyway.
So the way this filter works is, and I did not know this until I actually tested it out myself and noticed a world of difference.
Right.
That LTE towers, which is your cell phone towers, can actually interfere with you receiving signal through your over-the-air TV antennas.
Okay.
So this little device, it's very simple. It has one female end and one male end, coax connectors.
Yeah.
And you literally just screw it in your cable, and that's it.
And it filters out the other signals so that you get a clearer
over-the-air signal.
Yeah.
Yeah, and actually, for my testing, because where we're at, we're not on top of a hill, so
you're kind of
fighting over the hill anyway. So actually, if I take this filter off and try to just scan for my channels, I get about 7 channels.
Really?
If I put the filter on, I get about 17.
Man.
Yes.
Adds 10 channels.
Yes.
That's crazy, Joe. Okay.
Yeah, because I first thought it wasn't doing anything either until I took the filter off one day and rescanned and lost half a channel. So I was like, okay, maybe it is doing something.
Yeah. That's pretty incredible. Now, it's mind-boggling to me to have that many waves bouncing around.
Right.
Because, radio waves, satellite, whatever, signal. They call it signal, but I'm sure it's some sort of wave.
Right.
And then all the TV waves and everything else that's floating around. That's craziness.
Well, last Saturday I helped my cousin. He lives up on top of a hill, and we just put what they call an omnidirectional antenna, which looks like a little UFO, and he was able to pick up over 20 channels with just his. And he was, if we hit it just right in the right spot at the right time of day, he was actually able to pick up channels out of Charleston and Parkersburg, which, living in little town Spencer, which is, like you said, is literally an hour from either place. That was awesome. I was all excited on that one. And he was actually able to pick up channels with just a little wall mount antenna. So I told him, I said, because he was getting about 7 channels with it. I said, man, I said, if you can get that, I said, let's get one on the roof. I said, you'd be shocked what you can get. And sure enough.
And you say his is like a UFO shape? Yeah,
it's a UFO.
He definitely needs lights on that.
Yeah.
Preferably like circular blinking lights.
Oh, I bet you if I tell him that, he'll be on it.
And a little neon green light.
Oh, I'm guaranteed he'll be on that. So Nick,
just in time for Halloween.
Yeah. Nick, if you're listening, there you go.
Nick, we're helping you out. More work for you, more work for Joe. This is great. All right. So now, if people are interested, just because we're running ahead of schedule, if people are interested in what you're talking about, like I know nothing, I'm hook up a dish, satellite, whatever, I'm getting one of those deals. If they wanted to get off that train, because I'm about to.
Right.
And they wanted to get in and they're like, how, you're talking about antennas, you're picking up channels. This is old school, but yet, like you said, kind of new school.
Right.
So how would they do that? Like, let's assume somebody, hey, Joe, calling you up, heard you talking on your podcast, the Facebook show, and you're talking about getting TV channels, and you get about 17 channels. Give us just general input of what somebody would be looking at.
Okay, so we get this a lot. Literally,
okay, good. I'm not the only one.
No, I was literally talking to a customer over the weekend over this, and he was complaining about he's paying $150, $200 a month for satellite TV just to watch 4 channels. So what we always do with customers, we sit down and set up what we call a cord cutter setup.
Okay. And this is something you offer, right?
Yeah, this is something we do for everybody.
Nice.
So I always tell my customers, go home, sit down, and make a list of every TV channel. Make 2 categories: the channels you have to have and the channels you'd like to have.
Right.
And then what we can do is we can sit down and see what options are available. And there's actual websites out there which are fairly accurate, and when I say fairly accurate, is they'll give you some general idea of what kind of channels if you decide to put up an over-the-air antenna, but those aren't always accurate. Like my cousin, like at Nick's house, it said he won't go pick up anything.
Yeah.
Or he's picking up 25 channels.
Oh, wow.
So, but I think those are based off of just like a little wall mount antenna, not not a big 6-foot with amplifiers and all that.
Well, hold on. So back up. The 25 channels. What type of channels are you guys getting? Because you're getting 17, right?
I'm getting 17.
What kind of channels do you pick up?
Okay, so I'm getting our local NBC affiliate, and here's what's neat with digital. Analog, the thing around here was you always got 3, 8, 11, and maybe 13.
Yeah.
Okay, when they moved to digital, see, I didn't know this until we started in on it. When they push out the digital channels, there's actually sub-channels as well.
Okay.
So when I hit channel 3, I actually have 4 channel 3s. It's like 3-1, 3-2, 3-3, 3-4.
Are they all the same?
No.
I assume not then.
No. So channel 3-1 is WSAZ, our local NBC affiliate.
Out of Huntington. Is that right? Or Charleston?
Charleston, Huntington, both.
Okay.
And channel 3-2 is Me TV, which shows old reruns, Gunsmoke, Leave It to Beaver, stuff like that.
Oh, wow.
And then channel 3-3 is Circle, which is out of Nashville, which is the Opry. Shows a lot of
like Grand Ole Opry type
Grand Ole Opry,
shows.
Yep, perfect. Yeah, that's exactly what they air. And 3-4, I don't know what it.
Well, who does like the Circle channel? Is that NBC or is that like a odd station that's pumping that out?
That NBC or WSAZ's pumping that out of their antenna because that's coming through their channel subset.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty neat. Huh. Okay.
Yeah. So they just make deals with these other providers that gives them the ability to.
Now, do they have to do the digital signal like that so that you can pick it up on antenna?
Yes.
Is that part of their federal deal for the federal safety, whatever?
Yeah.
FCC?
Do you remember back in 2007?
Emergency broadcast.
Back when
I can't remember yesterday.
Well, now you might remember this.
I know it rained yesterday.
When they had this big thing about you had to buy a digital converter box. If you don't have a
I
digital,
I remember that. They switched from analog to digital. Yeah.
that's what brought all that on.
Okay.
So yes, they are broadcasting a digital signal, and so that actually gives them the ability now to, because always before on the old analog system, if they wanted to pump out 4 channels, they would have to actually put up 4 different towers and all that. Now it's just pumped all in once. And
so do you find? So I know you do a stream as well channel.
Yes.
Do you do Roku? What do you do?
We use Sling.
Sling. There you go. So between Sling and those local channels, you must be happy because you're still doing it.
Yeah, we're tickled to death.
And you have a starter package lined up, so someone could call A&M and talk with you and Cena or something and say, okay, I want to cut the cord. Here we go, and you ready to go?
Well, what we always do is we look at all the streaming providers, what options they have, and then look at if you want to use a TV antenna, and if you're able to get signal. My grandparents live just a couple miles from us,
right?
But the way their house is located, you can't hit a over-the-air signal.
Oh, come on now! You run a cord up a mountain, you can do that.
Well, digital isn't as forgiving as analog used to.
Really?
Yeah, digital, either you get it or you don't.
No way.
Yeah, with analog,
because I remember growing up, my antenna was like a mile away on top of a hill. Right. I had to go ride my motorcycle up a pipeline and turn it.
Right, but if there would be tons of pictures a little snowy. And
yeah.
With digital, either you get it or you don't. So,
there's no way to get the antenna higher or anything like that.
Well, there's amplifiers and there's stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay.
There's no. Well, we got the picture, but it's a little snowy either.
You're either picking it up or
you
not,
don't.
Yeah.
So, and I was able to get our local Fox affiliate for about 30 seconds on the roof. I was like, and that was using everything. So I was like, this isn't going to work. So, with their setup, we had to get them a streaming package through Hulu Live, which actually they are able to stream their locals.
Right.
So now they're able.
So there's ways around it.
Yeah, there's ways around it.
Well, there you go. So if you're interested in cutting the cord, is that what you call it, the cord cutter package?
Yeah.
Get a hold of A&M Digital Technologies. Get a hold of Joe and Cena, and they'll help you. This sounds like a great road right now, especially with COVID and the economy's kind of tanked. People are looking for ways to save money. Might be a way to go.
Yeah, and actually they are the FCC is actually working with the stations they are working on a new format of signal broadcasting, which is they call ATSC 3.0, which will actually broadcast in 4K, which is great. But they're actually working on boosting the signal so there was a lot of especially around here, there was a lot of areas that lost their antenna ability when we went to digital back in 2007. So now they're just now getting back around to being able to amplify that signal out further to be able to pick up those areas that they lost.
So just for curiosity's sake, what's a rough basic package that a person could get into working through A&M?
Honestly, if you just wanted to do a TV antenna itself, if you're able to get the signal, once you buy the equipment and you set it up, that's it. There's no extra.
Just free after. How much does an antenna and all that stuff cost? Just a basic one, roughly, ballpark.
Just a basic wall mount, basically a digital rabbit ears.
Yeah, okay.
$20-$30.
Oh wow! What if you want like the 6-foot one and you want to throw it up on your roof or whatever?
You're looking about close to $200. That's okay.
That's a one-time fee though. I mean, that's
it sounds like a lot, but it's one and done.
Yeah. So if you're out there and you're like, hey, Amazon Prime Day's coming up, but instead I'm going to shop local, hit up A&M Digital Technologies and either get your little wall mount for $20-$30 or $200 and get you a big antenna and cut the cord, baby.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Save you some money.
Save a lot of money. I mean, shoot, $200 for an antenna, that's 2 months of TV.
Exactly.
And that'd last you forever.
Right.
Okay. And then you can do what you're doing, supplement it with a stream service.
Right. So, instead of paying $150 a month, I think ours is between $60 and $75 a month for TV.
And you get channels for a family. You have a 5-year-old, 4-year-old.
Yeah. So, I mean, we have at times almost too much content.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. Well, awesome. Well, that's a great supplemental conversation. Cena wasn't here to stop us, so we'll talk about whatever we want.
There we go.
So back to your product review.
Yes.
Since we went off topic for 10 minutes.
Yes.
Your product review is a filter for that scenario.
Yes.
And it picked you up 10 more channels.
Yes.
Okay. You better say the name of it again.
Okay. It's the Channel Master LTE Filter.
Okay. And
so You want to go ahead and go through the cost
That,
and the pros?
I was going to say,
Okay.
yeah, I don't know if people were listening, if they already forgot what we talked about and what it did, but anyway, so it's a filter, and you got 10 more channels by using this because it filters out the static and lets you get clear signal.
Because I can actually see the closest AT&T tower right there in my backyard. I can just look and see it, 2 ridges over. So
yeah, and the signal just beating it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And then you just plug it directly into the line.
Yeah, you just plug it right into your coax cable.
Okay.
And you're ready to go.
Nice. All right. Well,
so
let's
we're
do
play
pros then.
Yeah. So let's do the prices.
Do the price? Well, hold on. Let's do pros and cons first.
Okay.
Because that way it helps me gauge.
Now you're cheating.
I know. Well, that's the last couple times I thought about it, and I was like, man, I had to guess the price before I really knew if it was good or bad and what all it did. Now, I mean, this one seemed pretty straightforward. You just plug it in and go. So I'm assuming on the pros list you're going to have a ease of use.
Right. So the pros is the cost. The cost is very affordable, so I will give you that.
Okay.
So
I see why you
putting a little bit of gauge on that.
Gotcha.
And the easy to install, literally. If you can screw the coax connectors on it, you're done.
If you can plug your cable in the first place,
you
can do this.
Right.
Okay. Any cons?
Yes, 2 cons.
Really?
Yes. One is varying results. In my case, it worked just fine. I was able to get it. But I went to ye old Amazon last night and looked at their reviews. And, of course, it's one of those you have to take these reviews with a grain of salt because you don't know everybody's setup and not everybody knows what they're doing.
Right.
So some people said that it worked great. Some people said it actually made things worse. So
I'm skeptical on those because its job, I don't know how it could make things work. I mean, I guess it could. Do you think it could?
That's like me. I was trying to figure out how it would make things work.
I mean, if you're not getting the channels anyway, then how's it going to stop you from getting more channels?
Well, it said the ones that they was getting a steady signal on, it actually made them start pixelating. I thought, that's counterproductive to what it is unless you just got a dud unit, which is always possible.
Right.
Don't get me wrong, it's always possible.
Now that I'm sitting here thinking about it, somebody out there that knows technology way better than I do, which is probably everybody listening to this podcast, is probably like, yeah, you're a knucklehead. You don't know what you're talking about. Of course it doesn't work like it. Learn some science, dude. So anyway, never mind. I should probably not try to be science technology guy.
Right. So and
you agree with me, right?
Well, it's one of those. I'm with you on this one. Now I'm agreeing with you on this one, Dave. I guarantee there's somebody somewhere that just does nothing but studies airwaves and the way all this stuff works and listening to us to ramble on how great this device is. And they're going, you guys don't have a clue what you're talking about. There's always that one person.
Okay.
And to that person,
sorry.
Feel free to contact us.
Comment in and fix this up.
And we'll be on.
Hey, we'll put them in. They can call in and say, "Listen, here's what you need to know." Which is true. We should get some call-in people. I cannot believe so many people listen to this podcast stuff and haven't offered to call in. Anyway, we need some call-in people. We don't need it, but it'd be fun.
Oh yeah,
it might be fun.
It
could go sideways too, though. It'd be terrible. I don't know.
Well, that's what makes it live.
I was gonna say, Cena's like, oh gosh, don't make me have to pull my hair out here, you clowns. Quit going that direction. Just do your show.
Right.
Anyway, all right. Sorry about that. Okay.
So the varying results, which from my testing, works great, but
have you sold some of these, or is this something you carry that you sell?
Actually, I've used a couple for projects.
Okay. So have all your results been positive?
So far, well, yes and no. And here's one of the cons.
Okay.
So the way this is set up, now with my setup, I have my TV antenna. I've got a cable coming into the house, and then I have a preamplifier, which helps amplify the signal to the antenna.
Right.
Which I have, up until last night, I had my filter on wrong. Because it actually says to plug it in between the antenna and the preamplifier. Well, I had it already plugged straight into my Tableau device, which we reviewed a couple of weeks ago.
Right.
And it was working, so I never thought about it until I got to looking at it last night. It said, please connect between close to the antenna as you can between your preamplifier if you have one. It's like, I do have a preamplifier. Let me plug this in. I didn't see anything different. I mean, it didn't do anything better or worse. But so now that it's correctly installed. But on their website, it shows that in certain cases, if you have an antenna that goes straight from the antenna to your TV, to plug it into your TV. Here's the big con I have. Like I said, I was out helping my cousin Nick last week, or over the weekend. He has a big Samsung Smart TV.
Right.
the way they have their coax input, it's not coming straight out of the back of the TV. It's coming out at an angle.
Yeah.
Against the back frame of the TV.
Ah, yeah.
So this filter would not fit because of the curve of the.
Because that's the size of like a big marker, like a Crayola marker, maybe a little bigger.
Yeah, or here's, let's go old school, magic marker.
Yeah, yeah. Big or
Sharpie.
Not quite, maybe not quite as size of a C battery, but close.
Yeah.
I mean, what they had those E batteries, maybe that was kind of in between a C.
Something like that. Yeah.
Anyway, it's probably close to a C battery.
Yeah, like a small C battery. Yeah.
And people can hold it up again. It's shiny bright there, but yeah. Anyway, it's from that camera, but it's so dark, it's hard to see. But yeah, anyway, you get the idea. It's like a little barrel.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it has the coax end on it for the female end. Now, if they would do the male side
longer,
a little longer, or make
it looks stubby on one side. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. So we was trying to use it on Nick's TV, and it just would not work. So we had to actually
hold it up again. Now let me go to this camera. Okay. Put it in the light, maybe.
Okay.
Nope, it ricochets light off it like crazy.
Well, here, how about if I hold it?
Yeah, that's a little better. There we go.
There. Is that better?
Yeah, you can see it there. So you can kind of see it's barrel shaped, and flip it over. And you can see the female side sticks up. Side. Yeah.
And then there's the male side.
And the male side's short. Okay. All right. So odd ability to plug into something tight.
Yes. So it wasn't going to happen. It made it impossible on his.
Right.
So I don't know. Nothing short than using like a little 1 foot patch cable between the filter and the TV.
Right.
That's an option, but that doesn't come with the kit.
Gotcha. Okay.
When you order this, you literally just get the filter. So that was a big con for me because we was working on it, and
then you're like, crap, I got to go get another cable.
Yeah, we was literally like 30 seconds away from calling job done, and that's going in there. It's like, oh, it won't work. So we had to come up with a.
How far away is Nick from Walmart?
About 3 minutes.
Oh, well, that's not too bad.
Yeah. Well, the way his setup was, we was actually able to make. Actually, he didn't need it. He didn't even need it because where he's up so high, the LTE signal's not even bothering him, so it didn't matter.
So it didn't matter in his either way.
Yeah, because we did a scan without it and then another scan with it.
Right.
And he got the exact same channels. So
okay. So not a big deal in that instance, but be aware.
So I told him, I was like, well, that's great because then that's just one less thing he's got to pay. Pay for and deal with, and something else going bad in the line. And
now,
all
do
that.
you have the tools to do coaxial cable?
No, I do not.
Okay, I didn't know if you messed with that part of it. I know you do like Cat 5 and stuff like that.
Right?
So.
Yeah, I don't have the connectors and all that to crimp coax.
That surprises me, Joe.
Well,
you just don't get enough of that call.
Yeah, I don't have enough dealings, or I don't have enough need to actually fool with that. So.
Yeah.
Well, because
I know your world's technology, so it's Cat 5 cable.
Well, honestly, up until a couple of years ago, TV antennas kind of just fell by the wayside.
Oh yeah.
And then all of a sudden, there's this uptick of
big surge in the market.
Yeah, so it was one of those something I never thought I would need. Now, here we are.
Here you go. Yeah. All right, I know what I'm getting you on Amazon Prime Day.
Coax crimpers.
Crimpers, yep, and kit.
There you go.
There you go. So. Instead of a gold star, you get more tools to work with.
All right.
Hey, you're welcome. Well, okay, so guessing, is that the last con?
That's the last con.
Okay, so price. Man, that's tough. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it got you 10 more channels, so what's the value of that? So I'm tempted to say $50, but I don't think it'll be that high. I'm going to guess 20.
You're right on.
Right on the money, $20.
Yes.
So for $20, you got 10 more channels.
Right.
Wow. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, I was tickled.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty amazing, really, because it's a one-time purchase of $20 and you get 10 channels forever.
Right, and when it comes to TV signaling and stuff like that, that has always been one of those things I always loved to tinker with. And I'm talking even when I was a kid. The house we lived in, was my granny's house, and she had one of those big gazebo type on the side of the house. And I used to spend hours taking the satellite box and just scan everything. And then she'd give me a notepad.
Yeah.
She said, here, write down the channel and where we got to position the satellite dish and what the channel is.
Because you used to have to do that on like a 360 degree. Like you had to know the degree.
Yeah, you had to know the degree.
And then what channel it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and because she didn't care.
Oh yeah.
So actually, it was It was benefit both of us. I got to tinker, and she was able to get TV channels, and I had to spend an entire day. Because they would change the frequencies and all that, so it worked out well for both of us. And I'd sit there to make my little list. Okay, channel 1. Now here's the thing. This was with the old turn knob satellite box.
Yeah,
it had 20 channels on it.
Yeah,
and I still have that box. I will not throw that box away. Everything's digital now and all that, but just for the nostalgia value, I will not throw that box away. But I'd spend hours just channel 1, and then just basically scan the sky. So when it came to when we was working on the TV antenna, I spent days working on this.
Right.
Because I would get it almost right and then lose it.
Yeah.
So I told Cena, I said, I need an amplifier. She said, well, how much is that going to cost us? I said, don't worry about it.
yeah, don't worry about it.
So I ordered an amplifier, and it got a little better. I said, I need an LTE filter. Of course, how much is that going to cost? Yeah. Don't worry about it. And then once I got it and everything was going, she goes, this is great. I said, that's why I told you I need this.
Yeah, now worry about it.
Yeah.
So what was the cost? What would you say in your system? What's the cost of your system roughly?
With ours, I think I have around $200, give or take.
That's not bad. I mean, you're getting 17 channels for free.
Right.
After the initial purchase and setup, so that's not bad.
Right.
Okay.
And because that's what I like is we have TV now. Well, we have our locals.
Yeah.
And plus additional channels.
Right.
So it works out great.
Yeah, I mean, for a minimalist, what else do you need? You need your local channel to get some news and weather.
Right.
If you're like me, the weather. I don't care about the news as much.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
And then, but it is nice to, jump up in the morning and while you're eating breakfast or whatever, watch and see what the weather's going to be.
Right. And in Nick's case, he's getting 20 plus channels.
Yeah,
He's been able to pull from both directions.
Nice.
So, he's not only getting all those, but he's also getting like Home Shopping Network, QVC.
Oh gosh.
PBS. I mean, he's getting.
Oh, PBS, nice.
Yes, and like there's like 2 or 3 channels of PBS. Like there's just PBS itself, and then PBS Kids. I mean, he's getting a complete full lineup of channels.
Excellent. Okay. Well, if someone's interested, and I know you covered a lot of ground today, but if you have any questions about the Amazon Prime Days coming up and how to shop local with A&M Digital Technologies, if you have any questions on the Roku, which I know you know a ton about, and Sling TV and so forth, so if you have any interest in any of the streaming stuff and you want to talk to Joe Racine about that, or I don't know if you probably don't have much to do with the AT&T update.
Well, but if you want to save a little bit of money.
Hold on. We forgot.
What?
Joe's 5-star rating.
Well,
sorry about that. That was my fault.
Okay.
We skipped ahead. So
okay.
I got excited talking about this TV move because I'm going to cut the cord. I keep saying that. I've been saying that like 6 months, but I'm really going to do it. Anyway, so back to your filter.
Okay.
Back to the filter. So you had a couple pros, a couple cons.
Yes.
Nothing major in our books, but where's your 5-star rating go fall?
Solid 4-star review.
Okay. Explain yourself, Joseph.
Okay. Until last Saturday,
right,
I would have given a solid 5-star review. But since we could not connect it into Nick's TV and we had to make it do some modifications to make it work, that killed the 5-star review.
Now, honestly, most companies are conscientious of how you hook something up and provide like cables or whatever, which is surprising. Like even you reviewed the charging block.
Yeah,
it came with 5 cables.
Yeah,
even if you don't need them, it's got them.
Right.
So that mentality now is going to affect a lot of products.
Right. Well, and it's funny. The coax connector, that was one of the things a lot of the TV companies a couple years ago was starting to do away with because nobody used it.
Right,
and then all of a sudden, here's this new surge of antenna
Yep.
usage, and companies are going, okay, I guess we have to keep it in there because that was just one less thing that they could put in there and make the TVs even slimmer and all that. So then they start getting that surge. It's like, oh, well, okay.
Yeah. Now let's stick it in an awkward spot to screw something into it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Anyway, all right, so 4 stars, that's good. Okay, so completed review, and what was the name of it again?
It's the Channel Master LTE Filter.
There we go. Okay, so there you go. If you have any questions on that as well, so we covered a lot of ground here. If you have any questions just in general for Joe and Cena, make sure you get a hold of them. Make sure you shop local. Check them out. They do great work. They power all our stuff here at Patch. You bet you guys have been going through all our computers, which we got a massive amount of computers with all our after-school programs, daycares, and everything that we do. And you guys have just fixed us up. did a lot of reconditioning, refurbishing with our computers to get ones that needed it back up to speed, and then got us some new computers here lately just because we got to phase out the ones from 1997. As much as I hate to, got to upgrade occasionally.
Yeah, we're actually going to get you real internet instead of a dial-up mode.
Yeah. So, all right, there you go. So, Joe, how do they get a hold of you?
You give us a call at our office at 304-927-3588. Check out our website at amdigitaltechnologies.com, or follow us online. We're on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at AM Digital Tech for all that. Be sure to subscribe and leave a 5-star review on the podcast, Help Desk with Joe and Dave. And be sure to download the Patch Turned Up app. It's absolutely free. It's available on iOS and Android. And you can listen to all family-friendly music.
Yeah, courtesy of A&M Digital Technologies for the most part. And Corey Clarkson got us some CDs in there we've been loading in. So, pretty cool stuff. All right, well, thanks for turning into our show. This is David here with Patch. You've been listening to Help Desk with Joe, and with us, as always, Joe from A&M Digital Technologies and on Patch Turned Up. So stay tuned in for more podcasts, music, news, and updates from our Patch students and our Patch community. Community and children first. And we'll see you next week. This is show number 34 and 35 headed your way next week. Okay, so we have finished up our podcast, and this is going to conclude our Facebook broadcast. You've been watching Help Desk with Joe and Cena McDonald here with us, and we'll be back for more shows. Make sure you tune in and join us next time. This was show 34, episode 58 of our podcasts and our Facebook broadcast. So make sure you tune in next week, and Joe will be back. What is today, Wednesday?
Yes.
Yeah, so we're back on Wednesday. We try to stay on Wednesday, but doing the best we can with that. It's been busy weeks. But we'll be back next week with more updates and product review, and see if we can get Justin to schedule in some time, and he'll get in as well.
Yeah, I'm anxious to hear about his product review.
Yeah, I'm anxious to see if he watches Caddyshack. But we'll be back next week. So, Joe, thank you very much. Cena, I know you're out there listening. Thank you as well. And then remember, folks, shop local. And the Amazon Prime Days are coming up, but still, make sure you jump in here and shop local and support your local businesses that are supporting our community and our children and everything we do here at Patch. So, A&M Digital Technologies. Got your back in Spencer. Woo! All right, we'll see y'all next week.